Hey lovely viewers, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a video on an Amazon FBA issue that I recently went through, and I'm going to share with you my experience to hopefully help you deal with Amazon FBA should you encounter any issues, and I'm going to share some tips on how you can contact Amazon seller support. Stay tuned. If you watched my previous video on Amazon FBA where I reviewed Luke W's Amazon Seller Pro course, I'll be sure to provide the link below to that video where I shared with everyone that I have an Amazon storefront where I sell my lash beauty brand, Beauty by Tammy, lash extension products on Amazon FBA. I've been doing Amazon FBA for about a year now. All of my knowledge is because I learned from Luke W's course, which I highly recommend. I know that there have been challenges, and that's what today's video is about. I want to share what happened to me recently and how I overcame that, especially with some of the issues with contacting seller support. I'll be providing some tips on how to do that. So on August 11th, one of my lash extension glues, Passion Lash Adhesive, was mistakenly identified as a pharmaceutical product. So I got an email that day that my product was taken out of Amazon's catalog. It was no longer available for sale, and that I needed to provide evidence and documentation that it wasn't. So what I learned in this process is that when something happens with Amazon, because they are such a big company, they act first and then deal with consequences later. Never mind, what happens in terms of the consequences and what happens to the business for the Amazon seller. So when I contacted Amazon seller support, they told me as long as I, uploaded the information and provided the proper documentation, that it would be restored. My product listing was restored. Well, that was the beginning. I thought what seemed to be an easy solution turned into really 2 months of back and forth, emailing, phone calls, contacting Amazon seller support, uploading documents, and what I've learned a few lessons along the way that I want to share with you.
Tip number 1, be prepared. This means having your product details, SKU, ASIN, and any relevant documentation ready. The more prepared you are, the quicker they can to help you out.
When my listing was mistakenly identified, the bots or whoever was searching for this information, they deleted my detail pages. After encountering this problem, I realized I have a product listing issue. So the first thing you want to do is contact Amazon seller support. And so my tip number 1 is if you're going to contact Amazon seller support, contact them by phone. Do not contact them by email, because email, you're going back and forth, and sometimes the information or the language is not clear, and you're going to waste a lot of time going back and forth in email. So what I would recommend is go into Amazon seller support, and you can go into the section where it says contact Amazon seller support, and then you can enter your phone number and have them call you now. That is the quickest way to get your support, to get a ticket number started, and that way they can work towards helping you resolve your issues.
Tip number 2, stay calm and be polite. Remember, the folks at Amazon seller support are there to help, and they're more likely to go that extra mile if you're respectful and patient. Take a deep breath, count to 10 if you have to, and approach the situation with a positive attitude.
If you have a product listing issue like I did, so I can only share my experience because I sell in Canada, I sell in Amazon Canada, and I also deal with Amazon US, but each country deals with seller support a little bit differently. So if you have catalog issues, product listing issues, you need to speak with the catalog team. The catalog team is different in Canada than it is in the US. So the Canada catalog team, if you need to speak with them, they are reachable only through email. So again, that causes delays because you're emailing back and forth. So my advice is to contact the US catalog team. That's who you want to speak to, because that's who you can speak to on the phone.
Tip number 3, use multiple channels. If you can't reach a resolution through one method, try another. Amazon provides various ways to get in touch with them, such as chat, email, or phone support. Sometimes trying a different channel can do the trick. When I switched from email to phone support, that made the world of difference and helped me get the resolution that I needed.
I went back and forth for about 2 months, and really it was going nowhere. And finally, I was able to speak with someone who went above and beyond, went out of his way to help me. You know, you have restored my faith in humanity because I know that you spent 2 hours on the phone for me, and we tried everything to fix my product listing. And I think internally there was a technical issue with the parent listing, and it was causing, you know, technical problems, and there was no way we could resolve it except for just to delete the listing and then to create a new one. But because we were having all of these technical issues in Amazon's back end, what this Amazon seller rep did for me, seller support did for me, Henry, is that he created what is called a flat file. A flat file is an Excel spreadsheet of all the details of your product listing. So it's kind of like doing it the old-fashioned way, where you then submit this file into Amazon seller support, and then they will create the listing for you in the back end.
Tip number 4, document everything. Keep a record of your interactions with Amazon seller support. This includes dates, times, and the names of the support agents you've spoken to. Having a clear trail of your communication can be a lifesaver if things get complicated.
As I was going through all of these challenges, I really needed support. I needed someone that I could talk to who could give me expert advice, who's been down this road or has encountered these issues and knows how to resolve it. Having a mentor like Luke W. has really helped me in my journey, because I'm all about, you know, loving the journey, and you've got to find joy in what you're doing. It can't be all just about business. If it's not fun, I don't want to do it. So I highly recommend taking Luke W's Amazon Seller Pro course. I'll be sure to provide the link below to the video where I gave it a thorough review of what I think about his course. And right now, Luke has been so kind to give us viewers, my viewers, a discount code for 10% off of his course if you're considering doing Amazon FBA.
And finally, tip number 5, be persistent but not pushy. If you're not getting the answers or solutions you need, don't be afraid to ask for escalations or speak to a supervisor. Just remember to maintain that positive and polite tone we talked about earlier. Don't give up.
As with any entrepreneurial endeavor and journey, you know, there are going to be challenges as well as highlights, and you've got to enjoy the journey, but you got to go through those challenges and learn and grow, right? So if you're enjoying all this Amazon FBA content, be sure to like this video, subscribe for more future Amazon FBA updates, and if I learn a thing or two, I'll be sure to share them with you in the next video. I'll see you. Thanks for watching. Bye.